Hello, 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 hello. This is it. We're live. What's up, guys? It's Joe Troyer from Digital Triggers, and I've never done a YouTube Live. When it was YouTube Hangouts, man, I think we had those things down, and we were doing them all the freaking time. But haven't actually technically ever done a YouTube Live myself. I've tried them actually for SEO purposes, right? Played around with that, but never myself talking live to a room with nobody in it. But I thought it would be cool to kick this thing off, check it out, do a little AMA or an Ask Me Anything. And while we wait for some people to get in here and to ask some questions, if that actually happens, I thought I would just answer some questions that we've been getting here on the YouTube channel. So let's do that. Let's do it. And if you jump on, you're watching, ask me a question, man. You got my attention. You got my time. Happy to help you out in any way that I can. SEO related, affiliate, ecom, getting clients, whatever. Happy to help. Let me pull up some questions here. So grab my notifications. All right, so we got a question here from one of our videos that talks about how to silo your YouTube channel, and it talks, and basically the question is from Trend Cove. It says, how long does it generally take to start seeing your silo rank? So that's a great question. If it's a brand new YouTube channel, it could take a week, 2 weeks, right? It could take even more. It also depends on how competitive the search terms are that you're going after. So understand two factors, kind of the keyword difficulty, number one, but then number two as well. What's the authority like on your channel, right? Do you guys have subscribers? If you did an AMA, would somebody show up? If you did a YouTube Live, would you have 3 people on like me, or 100 or 500? Would nobody show up? I mean, maybe it would have helped if I would have actually announced it. Understand that if you're just starting in terms of silos with your YouTube channel and creating playlists and all that stuff, you definitely want to start easy, right? So that you can get a feel for things. I feel like a lot of people start and they start with like the end in mind. I want to rank for this huge, humongous term, whatever my number one term in my market is. And then they get distracted when they don't see results. Well, yeah, dude, like, what do you freaking expect? Like, your competitors have been at it for years and years and years, and you think you're just going to blow right past them? Right? Start with a longer tail keyword, right? Start easy and get some consistency too. So I hope that helped. Let's see, Trend Cove, I hope that was helpful for you. All right, let's see here. Somebody said, what a beautiful car on my Corvette Z06 in one of the videos. What video was it? Behind the scenes of the 7-figure agency in 4 months. Thanks for that, Alexander. Love the Corvette Z06. Definitely good stuff. Brandon says Digital Triggers is the shit. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. Let's see. Susan says, I'm concerned about how to find an effective virtual assistant. A virtual assistant I got using a site made to fly all my worries away. Well, I'm not sure what you mean by that last part. If you're looking for a virtual assistant, I would check out virtualvalley.io. I would check out Upwork. Those are the two majors. But make sure whenever you hire anybody, you give them test projects, right? And they are restricted in terms of the amount of money that they can spend, right? So don't just hire somebody for 20 bucks an hour and then after a week at 40 hours, see how they're doing. Obviously, you're leaving yourself up for lots of potential issues, right? So limit the collateral damage, if you will, and try to give everybody the same test project. You should always be, when you're hiring, testing and training more than one person at a time. Why? Because it really doesn't take much more time. And if one quits or one really sucks, which is going to happen, right? You're not back to ground zero. So I always recommend group training, group interviewing, and group training, group onboarding, group testing to see how they are throughout the process as well. All right, we got a question here. What are your thoughts about call tracking and using them on citations? So that is a freaking good question. So I would not use call tracking for citations unless it's a brand new Google My Business listing and brand new citations, and you're creating everything from scratch. Then by all means, you can use a call tracking number. Okay. If at the end of the day, all that you're trying to do is track your results from Google My Business and see how many calls that you're getting, there's a better workaround than that. We wrote up an article about how to track calls from Google Maps and Google My Business on the Analytic Call Tracking blog. If you just do a search on Google for how to track calls from Google My Business or Google Maps, you should find analyticcalltracking.com ranking, and it'll literally take you step by step. But there's a nice little way that without modifying and your rankings being at risk, right, that you can actually track results and track the number of calls you're getting from Google My Business. So everybody, by the way, should be asking that question, and everybody should be implementing call tracking for Google My Business. At the end of the day, Google statistics inside of the Google My Business and literally everywhere are really freaking skewed. Like the keyword tool, right? In one of the niches that we're in, they say that there's 400 searches a month for the primary keyword. Man, ranking for just that one primary keyword has gotten me like, I don't know, let's say 50 to 80 calls, conversions a week. There's got to be more than 400, right? Like their tool is very, very off. Okay. So the same goes with Google My Business and their reporting there. You shouldn't be relying on that for your reporting, right? As a consultant or as a local business yourself, you need the best data and the best tracking possible. So definitely be using call tracking. Let's see. Hello there, Adrian. How's it going, Adrian? Got a question? Happy to help. Let's see. What are the 3 best ways to get leads fast for a new lead gen customer? I'm working on SEO, but obviously it takes some time to get to page 1. Go after high intent keywords, right? And you should know that, but emergency type of keywords. Go after longer tail, go after the services, that maybe are a little more specialized and that aren't so competitive, right? Go after 24-hour related keywords. So that's definitely something that you can do with SEO that can get you some quicker results, right? Because it's a lot less competitive. Other things that you guys can do, depending on how ninja you guys want to get here. So one thing that you guys can do, and it depends upon the niche. Not all of these things are going to work for every niche out there, but why not target your competitors, right, in that industry? Why not target people that have visited their YouTube channel and show them an ad for your customer, right? You know how cheap it is to run those ads through Google Ads, right, on YouTube? So freaking cheap, right? How about Craigslist? Right? Super easy to generate calls from Craigslist. We've literally made hundreds of thousands of dollars from Craigslist calls. Okay, so that's a good way. PPC, right? Running a PPC campaign. Obviously, an easy way to turn the faucet on and get calls right now. If you're going to do that, I would highly recommend starting with mobile traffic only and call only types of campaigns from the get-go, right? Why? Because they're going to convert the best, right? Your landing page conversion, even if you created the landing page, is probably 10, 15%, right? Call only conversions on AdWords, right? They're going to be anywhere from, 25% to 33%, even 50% conversion rate. And if you're paying per click, trust me, you're going to need that savings. So Brian, hope that that answers your question. If you could give me some feedback here, that would be fantastic, man. Next question, what is the best way to build an email list for local clients? Marketing type of lead magnet. So I think what you're asking is, how do you get a bunch of local businesses on your email list so you can pitch them shit and you can sell them stuff and you can send them a bunch of emails? I think it's just like building a list for any other niche, right? It's making a good offer and them wanting to get on your email list, right? So what's your bait? So I'm in the middle right now of doing a 6-week e-class. That's all about creating your bait, right? It's all about creating a funnel for your marketing agency and funneling that and building that to start with cold email, right? But at the end of the day, a lot of the principles still apply here, right? It's what is that bait? What are you going to do? How are you going to get the prospect's attention? Okay, so I think that's what you really have to think about. So if you guys are just joining us, welcome, welcome. Joe Troyer here from Digital Triggers doing an AMA, aka Ask Me Anything. I just did this out of the blue. Okay, didn't email the list, didn't let anybody know, didn't message anybody, nothing. No social media, absolutely zilch. Like, let's jump on here, see what happens, and we actually start getting some questions here. So if you're just joining us, there's not a ton of people on. So put your question in the chat and I'll do my best to get to it. What is the best strategy to counter Yelp reviews? Charles, I think the best strategy to counter any bad reviews, whether it's Yelp or other, is to simply acknowledge the review, number one, right? Do something about it. Okay. Try to get the prospect to fix it or to change it. Okay. And swamp it, absolutely shove the rest of the reviews, right, with 4.5 and 5 stars. Look, at the end of the day, every consumer knows that shit happens, right? Like, mistakes happen. I just left a business a 1-star review the other day on Google. And trust me, guys, if I could have left a 0-star, I would have. They said that they were going to reach out to me, that they were going to make it right, and they didn't. But if they would have, and if they would have done the right thing, if they would have made it right and really corrected it, I would have been happy to go back and change my review as a consumer. Okay, so know that they need to not just stop at a bad review happened, right? As a business owner, you got to take responsibility for the shit that happens in your company, right? You have to. Okay, you have to take responsibility. So take responsibility, apologize, do the right thing, figure out how to make amends, right? Figure out how to make it right, and ask the customer if they'll update the review. And if they won't, it's okay, but at least you did the right thing, right? And then you just focus on getting better testimonials, getting better reviews. By all means, folks, there's ways to game Google reviews. There's ways to game Yelp reviews. But is that really sustainable? No. Is it going to backfire in your face? There's probably a 90% chance at some point in the next 60 or 90 days, it's going to go kaboom. All right, so let's see. Thanks, Joe. Losing money on AdWords so quick. I'll check out Craigslist. So, Brian, turn off all your shit if you're losing money except for mobile traffic only. Only run a call only ad, okay, and see how that goes. Okay, if you're still losing money there, obviously downbid your cost per click, and then also look into day parting, right? Figure out, right, where your clicks are cheaper and what part of the days as well you're getting your calls. And probably those things alone, you can probably get your CPA pretty close to in line of breaking even or making some good money with Google Ads. Hope that helps. Charles Z says, thanks, Joe. You're very, very welcome. Happy to help. All right, so since some new people joined us, welcome, welcome. Yes, Joe Troyer here, doing my first ever YouTube Live. Can you freaking believe it? So I just jumped on here out of the blue. Never told anybody, just kind of freaking did it. Figured I'd see how this thing worked. Back in the day, I used to do a ton of YouTube Hangouts. Yeah, lots of them. But actually, I haven't done a YouTube Live. So if you got questions, let me know. I'm going to answer them for you guys. And in the meantime, I've also just been answering questions from that people have asked when they've commented on my videos. So somebody's asking if our local lead gen mastery program is still available. Yes, it is. That program is all about ranking inside of Google My Business, as well as lead gen and pay per call, So that is available. If you don't have a link, you're interested in it, hit up support, support.com. Let's see. Somebody was asking if the SEO proposal template in the system that we have published up on the YouTube channel is still live, if it's still real, if it's still appropriate. And yes, 100% it is. All right. So if you guys are interested in that, just go to Google, type in SEO proposal template, and you'll find there's a couple of videos there that you guys can watch that are very detailed about how to prospect, pitch, and onboard SEO customers. All right. Let's see other questions. What do we got? All right. So Linux says, how does PPC business talk differ from sales talk? I'm transitioning into a PPC role from doing sales and trying to communicate effectively. I find my sales experience has made me come off aggressive in the ambiguous culture of PPC conversation. Would love your help and insights and how I can fix the problem and successfully land a PPC or pay-per-click job. So Linux, at the end of the day, I think the big thing is just understanding like the core competencies or the core foundations, if you will, of pay-per-click. So I think that is the key, right? Like what's quality score, what's landing page quality, what's your bounce rate, right? What's your cost per click, what's a call only ad, right? Like what's a location extension, right? Like if you can get good at those things and understanding what they are and how they work and the benefits of them, right, then it'll be very easy to kind of surround yourself with people in the PPC world. So hope that helps. To be frank, like those are the things that I know. Me running an AdWords account, like managing it, or Google Ads now is what they're calling it, right? Day to day, like I would suck. That's not my strength. But that doesn't mean that I can't sell PPC. Right. In fact, probably just one deal in the last, 12 months is worth, I don't know, $160,000 or $170,000 a year to us from one PPC Google Ads customer. And I know best practices. I know things that should be happening in an account. I know what to look at inside of a Google pay-per-click or Google Ads or Google AdWords account in order to see where the fat is and see where the problems are and where the opportunities are. And that's how I pitch and that's how I talk about an account, right? But I'm not going to lie, like I don't do the maintenance than my team does, right? People that I have found that are much better at the day-to-day operations of Google than I am in terms of Google Ads and Google AdWords pay-per-click. And the reason I keep saying all those different Google Ads and pay-per-click and, Google AdWords and Google Ads is because now Google AdWords is called Google Ads, but I don't know how many people really know that or, so yeah, that's that. Let's see. Hey, Joe and Digital Triggers, do you have a PPL course or training? So pay per lead course or training? Yes, we do. It's called Local Lead Gen Mastery. Hey, Joe, you totally rock. Thank you. You're very welcome. What's a good way to prospect for pay-per-call or lead gen customers? Go find Home Advisors customers, right? That are paying per call and go make them a better offer, right? Or paying per lead and make them a better offer, right? How do you sell them? What do you talk about? Hear their frustrations, hear their problems, hear why they like Home Advisor, they don't like Home Advisor, and come up with a win-win solution, right? It's really not hard, right? Call somebody up. I see you advertising here. How are you doing with it? Okay. I'd like to sell you pay-per-call too. How could I make it a win-win for both of us? Ask them, be upfront, be honest, right? Get to know their issues, their concerns, and what the opportunities are. what is the best way to get into the 3-pack without having an actual address in the area that I'm targeting? There's so many options, man. I don't think that there is a quote unquote best. I think it's more of a like what works for your solution. Just think outside the box, man. All that you need is access to a physical location in order to get an address. If you want to be black hat or gray hat, right? If you want to be white hat, go get another location. Go rent a office, even if it's a small office for $200 a month, and now you have an address and it's legit. It's white. So it just depends on what you're looking for, Brian. Let's see. Hey, Joe, got a question. I got a crane rental lead gen site ranking on the 3rd page. Do you have any experience in this industry as to the average pay per lead cost and if they would be interested in this? So, honestly, I don't have any experience in the crane rental space. Definitely a unique niche. What I would normally tell you, Nathan, is go look at what the competitors are charging. And are they selling calls? And are they exclusive? Are they selling web forms? But I think you may have trouble with that one in terms of what to sell the calls for. Like Home Advisor, one of the big boys, I tell you is where to start, and then dig into some other potential lead gen players. But I don't know that even Home Advisor does business with crane rental companies. So I mean, that's where I would start. I would go look there. And if nothing else, I would just start, Nathan, talking with local business owners. Okay. And say, this is what I have. What's it worth, right? Have a consultative type of sale or a consultative type of call with crane operators and see what it's worth to them. Hope that helps, buddy. Thanks for the question, man. All right, let's see what else we can find here. For those of you guys wondering, how do you know what Home Advisor charges? I did do a video on my channel about that to find out exactly by niche and exactly by location what their lead fee are. So check out the channel. All right. Andrew says, Joe, you lost some weight. Yes, I did. I did. Quite a bit of weight. What I do? I did keto. Been doing keto now for 3 months or 4 months, probably 4 months now, along with intermittent fasting, and also have been working out. Yeah. You're welcome, Nathan. So in terms of working out, I'm just running, training for a 10K actually is my goal. There's no set race or time or date, but all I did was download one of the apps on the iPhone for like the 5K, 10K prep, and have just been following what it says every single day, along with the keto diet. And so I love keto personally. I don't think of it as a diet. More for me, it's a lifestyle. It works for me. Definitely would recommend. All right, let's see here. Gonna wrap it up in a minute here. Been on for almost 25 minutes. If you guys have any questions, get them in real quick. If you just joined us, I just jumped on spur of the moment, do an AMA and ask me anything session. Ask me what you will, affiliate SEO, things about building a software company. I don't care. Getting clients, whatever you got, I will try to help as long as I have some perspective. If I don't have any perspective, I'm not going to bullshit you. I'll just tell you straight up. Thanks, Joe. Have a good one. You're welcome, Brian. Let me refresh here, see if there's any other questions. If not, we will shut this thing down. Somebody says from the online alchemy cookbook. I don't know what that means. Sorry. Refresh. Come on. Somebody spamming. This is a done for you service. Not interested. Thank you. All right. All right, let's see here. How would you approach a company that doesn't have an affiliate program, but I would love to advertise their product? I would hit up Adrian, who's ever in charge of marketing or product development, sales, right? Like those type of titles. Just hit them up. I got an audience. I think I could sell your product. Have you ever considered? Do you have a private affiliate program? Do you have any other relationships like this? Right? Just ask, man. Go for the jugular. Don't be shy. Thanks for the home advisor tip. Darren, dude, that's a freaking fantastic one. I got the exact URL. I haven't seen anybody else share that data. Been keeping it tucked away literally before I did that video for probably close to a year. Okay, I just let it out of the bag for you guys, obviously, for free on the YouTube channel. If you like this AMA, you like that home advisor tip, definitely subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can see the videos and the awesome content when we push it out. Definitely not as active as we probably should be here on YouTube, but you guys know when you get that notification, when you hit that bell, when you hear that bell, you know that you're about to get some really, really good stuff. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with me for the last 25 minutes or so. Joe Troyer here, signing out. Subscribe, get on the notification list, right? Hit that little bell so you guys know when I go live next time. Have a freaking fantastic week. For those of you guys that are on our email list, we are having an awesome webinar tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you get subscribed for that one. I'll see you guys there. See you guys.